Trinity. We're in Proverbs 26 today, and I want to read a couple of verses here that just fascinate me. They've fascinated me for a long time. Proverbs 26, 4 and 5. They say, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes." This has always been really curious to me, that first it says, "Answer not a fool according to his own folly," or to his folly, and then immediately afterwards it says, "Answer a fool according to his folly." Clearly, this is not a mistake. This is on purpose that these things are put right next to each other. But on first glance, it almost seems like Proverbs 26, like the Bible is conflicting with itself here, right? What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to answer a fool according to his folly or not? Looking at these two verses, I think the answer is yes and no on both counts. And actually, I think even though it uses the exact same words in both places, it's using the exact same words to talk about slightly different things. It says, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself." And there I think it's saying, don't answer a fool in the way that fool would have answered you. You don't want to be like this person. But then when it says, "Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes," I don't think it's saying answer the fool sometimes like the fool would answer you, but I think it is saying answer the fool with his folly in mind. Address the fact that he's saying foolish things, lest he be wise in his own eyes, because he could really hurt himself if nobody addresses the folly he keeps spouting out. So these two things do fit together. But the bigger lesson to me, the thing that makes me keep thinking about these verses is what they tell us about reading the Bible, that we have to read the Bible in context. When we read something, we should keep reading. We should see what's going on around a passage, because if you just read one of these verses or just read the other one, you would only be getting half the picture. If you just said, "The Bible says, answer not a fool according to his folly," closed the book and walked away, you would not be prepared for somebody coming to you and saying, "No, it doesn't. The Bible says, answer a fool according to his folly." The more you read broadly and admit that sometimes things are in tension, and then try to figure out why and why God has told us both these things that initially seem to be opposites. Only when you do that does your understanding get deeper and deeper, and your understanding get broader and broader. And most of all, I think your theology gets less brittle. When you can just quote a line here word for word, and a line there word for word, and a line there word for word, your theology can get brittle, because then people say, "Well, what about this?" You say, "I've never thought of that before." But the more things you have thought about before, because you ponder them, because we don't run away from the fact that this looks initially like the Bible is contradicting itself, but actually I don't think it is contradicting itself. It's just using words in a nuanced way. The more your biblical understanding is not a rigid strength and a brittle strength, but a pliable and a flexible strength that ultimately can withstand questions and can continue to grow.